Welcome to the kitchen sink. We will chat, we will make you think. You will not want to go to the loo. You could miss a lot if you had that poo. Stay and watch and join in. Yeah! Yes! Hello and welcome to the kitchen sink. I'm Sarah and this is...
Lucy!
Yay! We did it right. Welcome if this is your first time watching. We're a comedy chat show. Every week we have a guest and we also review a comedy. So this week's guest is Sandi Smith. Woo! I haven't seen Sandi for years, so I'm really looking forward to us having a chat today. But first of all, what are you up to, Lucy? What's happening? What's going on? What's happening with you, my love?
Trucking. Just trucking.
Right. Is your truck still a death trap?
No, because I was in somebody else's.
Yay!
No, but she's been in the workshop, and apparently by next week she's going to be like Formula One.
Oh, fabulous. Ooh. Well, every week we're a step closer to safety.
I have to, when you with a tipper, everything comes out the back of it, out the arse end of it, and you have to check that there's nothing caught in it before you leave where you're going, and that means you have to be outside. And every time I went outside to check the back of the truck today, it stopped raining. So I'm taking that as a tiny little victory for 2021.
Yay! And it only took 14 days to get a little victory going.
I literally started the day and I was like, right, pour my coffee in, screwed the lid on, and it just went crack. Oh. And the entire top thread of the coffee cup came on, and I was like, 2021.
Really?
No.
Too soon, 2021.
But enough about me and my silly trucks. What was it like last night? I'm gutted I couldn't make it. Was it brilliant?
Oh, it was. It was so good. So last week, it was about this time last week. It took 10 months, but I was really missing all the local comedians. And because anyone that watches this that does comedy will know that you tend to, I will travel and go anywhere to do a comedy night, but the people that you start out with, you tend to end up, you have those bonds with that you've gone through it together, and you end up, performing in the same sort of areas, but like yourself with the Drop Comedy Club, they're your peeps, isn't it? Yeah. And I was like, I'm missing it. I'm missing seeing everyone. I mean, I've missed people in the past, but not enough to actually put a night on. And because it's hard work. And last week I was like, I miss everyone. I miss, I had written some material, and I was also like, all right, where can I go to try this material? And online, most places you only get 5 minutes. And you're in a room, which the people might be lovely, but it's very hit and miss. They're either lovely or they're a bunch of white men whining on about themselves, and you're like, ugh. And I just thought, I just want to be in a room where I know everyone, and and I miss the audience as well. We have regular audience. We have Andrew, with Steph, we have Shani, who is a comedian as well, but if not performing their audience, and and we got Sean Fisher. Just miss everyone really. And I was like, I just want to see everyone. In an ideal world, I'm like, it really feels like, when is this gonna bloody end? When can I just go to a flipping pub? And we can't, so the next best thing is to put a night on. And the plan was to try some material, and I didn't in the end. I just farted about as normally do, and it was so much fun. It was really good fun. We had Louise came along, Louise Lee, who's been a guest of the show, Robin Morgan, who are going to be a guest in a few weeks. Now Robin's done so well for himself. He's brilliant. He's written a sitcom that's been on BBC Radio Wales. He's he's written for big things like not Newsnight. What's the other one? Have I got news for you? Newsjack. Have I got news for you? I think it's Have I Got News for You. Nobody sue me if he hasn't. But anyway, he's done so well for himself. but he works at it, and he'll still be like, yeah, I'd love, and he's so lovely and gracious. I'm like, yes, I'd love to come along and do some new material. So that's what it was. And do you know what? Everyone was brilliant. Everyone did a bit of new, as well as some people still did some of their older stuff, which was just so lovely, as well as then everyone tried some new stuff. And it was just fun. We hung out afterwards, and it was just really, really nice. Oh, did miss you, Lucy. Very sad you couldn't make it.
I had something else I had to do. I
had other things going on.
And in the back of my head, it was like, all my friends are having a party.
I was like, do I get my black ball out for it? But no, absolutely not. Is she dead to me yet? No. You had stuff going on.
When you were doing the online Refers comedy nights, it's a lot of pressure. Everyone sort of like, you say to everybody, right, it's at this time, you're this number in the lineup, be there, which is a very simple thing. Do you want to be there? You're on the list, you're number 3. And yet people constantly message you with, sorry, what number was I? So what time is it?
Where do I go?
I know I'm going 3rd. Can I go 6th? Because I've got to do something. And it is very stressful. And you stopped doing it because you were like, I'm sure I'll come back to it. I'm sure I'll do another night soon. Maybe not a full constant breakfast. So it turns out you just took 10 months to miss them.
Just 10 months off. And even then, I was like, ooh, like another friend of the show, Ali Hancock, who's been a guest of ours as well. She was just brilliant. I love, absolutely. Ali is so out there with her comedy, just absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. And she's got new coloured lights that she was telling everyone about, the coloured lights, and showing them as well. And she does a character called Captain Ali, and it's just, you know what, when you start comedy, you're not only performing and writing all this stuff for yourself, but you're seeing how everyone else comes along. I love it. In my day job, I'm a coach, so I love seeing where people want to be. Where do they want to, what do they want to do to improve either their lives, or they might have a condition like dyslexia or dyspraxia or ADD or whatever. And it's like, right, okay, well, what things can help you with that? And that's what I do all the time. Or it could be, I want to improve my English, or I want to improve my maths or my IT. It's like, right, okay, where do you want to get to? What are all the steps you need to take to get there? I find all that absolutely fascinating, because people just improve so much if they just think about that stuff. And and just seeing, that's partly why I absolutely love comedy and love putting on a night, is to see people improve and grow, and to see, like, from where Ali came from right at the beginning to now, it's just brilliant. I think if this hadn't happened, keep going on with some fantastic more Edinburgh, it just will be brilliant. So yeah, I just love it. It was so good. It was so lovely to see everyone. But yeah, I don't want to do another one, so it's fine. This is enough for me at the minute. I don't know about you, Lucy, but I'm just knackered all the time. Sorry if that's a swear for some people, but I'm just so, I don't know if it's because I'm looking at screens all the time. But like last night, I did the equivalent of my day job. I didn't actually go anywhere. And then in my spare room, we did the comedy night. Oh my God. It was like I went out till 4 a.m. this morning. I was just so tired. Does anyone else get that? Feel free to comment and give us a shout and say hello and chat to us. It'll come up in the comments. We'll see it and we share some of them. But do you get that, Lucy? Do you get like...
Today, I didn't have the busiest of days, but it was just, everything was like walking through treacle. It wasn't difficult jobs. There wasn't a lot of traffic, but just everything just kept getting in the way. So I came in, had my dinner, and I had a 21-minute nap.
Oh, you're lucky. I didn't have a nap today.
That's time management, that.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day? I was like, oh my God, because I have a bottle of fake Baileys in my fridge, obviously, as any self-respecting person does. And it's a Welsh version of Baileys called Merlin, and it's from Penderyn Distillery. It's absolutely gorgeous, in Wales, for our international podcast listeners. And it's like Baileys, only better. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I was looking at that bottle today and thinking, oh my God, I could absolutely have some of that, and no one would know, really. But then I didn't. And then And then I remember, I started out working life in the early 90s. It was regular for people to go to the pub at lunchtime and have a pint.
Yeah.
It was just normal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is there anyone out there be like, yeah, I remember that? Or you're like, you did what now? I used to drink at lunchtime.
Well, when we all used to work in British Gas in Cardiff, up the sports bar, baguette, chips, couple of pints, back to work.
Yeah.
Hello, British Gas.
Oh, the taste of lager and lime on a summer lunchtime. Oh, gorgeous.
Just going. My new therapy thing is I usually listen to RuPaul for my mental health. That podcast actually keeps me up. But I found a new radio show that's in Melbourne, and hearing them being so upbeat and being ahead of the virus, and already like I'm quite far behind. I think I'm like maybe it's still about May time there in the podcast I'm listening to. Right. It's sunny. Everyone's upbeat. They're tired of lockdown, but they know there's only a couple more weeks until they've beaten the virus because everyone just stayed in and wore a fucking mask. Yeah. And it's like them going, oh, wasn't it cold today? And I'm thinking, you do not know what cold is. But I'm using it's like I'm getting vitamin D through them being in a sunny environment.
Yeah. Do you know what? I went out today. I went for a walk at lunchtime today to get away from my Merlin because I knew I was going to drink some. Not that there's not an issue, don't panic. But I was like, I could so have drunk some Merlin at lunchtime. I went for a walk instead, and I thought, I better not wear my hat because apparently that's how you get your vitamin D is through the sun. Is that right?
Right. I was like, where's she going with this? I'm with her. Right. Because
you'd be jealous of this bounce. I decided not to wear a hat today.
What you're saying is you wanted a drink but you didn't have one. You went for a walk but you didn't wear a hat. Wow, I hope you're writing this down.
Anybody want to interview me as a guest for your podcast? I have the best anecdotes.
So, when did you first discover you liked wearing hats?
Joe, I suit many a hat, actually. Do you really want to go down this cul-de-sac?
It's across the bear. I look fantastic in hats.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. They just suit me. Oh, can I just show you before we bring Sandy on? Can I just show you?
Oh, here we go. She showed us the T-shirt. This is the boy shop. There we go.
Hey.
Oh, boy. Meowie. Now, is it David Maui or David Meowie?
I say Meowie.
Because some people say David Bowie and some people say David Bowie.
I say Meowie. David Meowie.
Meowie.
I'm wearing it because right. I don't know did you know how many years ago on Sunday David Meowie died? Or sadly passed. Did you know he died?
I know that he released an album that really did undermine all of his musical talent, and then he died.
The last one was good. You're just trying to prompt some comments here. I don't know. I liked Hanky Dory, and I just really like this T-shirt. But yeah, he died. Do you want to hazard a guess? Right.
To me, it feels about 5 years.
Oh, and you would be correct.
Oh my God! I thought it was one of those things where you go, how old's this song? And you say 10 years. People go, it's 30 years old.
Yeah. Not fertile. Can you do it? Feeling old yet? Yeah, 5 years ago on Sunday, just gone.
I would have thought it was longer. But then again, last year does count for 4 years.
And this year, I don't think I think when in history, we're not going to have the year 2021. It's just going to be the year 2020. ... That's what, because it feels like a continuation of 2020, doesn't it? This doesn't feel like
a hangover. It's a hangover of 2020.
Yes, it absolutely is. And so we carry on with our dystopian future. This could be it, Mind Loose. Do you ever think this could be it? This could be it. This could just be us talking.
You and I will never meet. We will never meet. I will never get to see if you have legs.
Yeah. You know I have legs. I have shown you.
Yeah. Because when you stand up to reach for your ukulele.
There she is, boys. Look at that sexy sock and a leg.
Someone's been doing lunchtime yoga.
Yes, lunchtime. Try not to swig out of the Berlin bowl. Right. Is it time? I noticed we have a lovely guest in our dining room.
I know.
Yes.
Sitting up on the beige buffet.
Baileys. And on the vol au vents. What flavour vol au vents we got this week, Lucy?
It's chicken and mushroom. Sorry if you're a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't eat those, but we'll do better for next time. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I made many so that I could eat them all when no one else had them. I'll be eating them for lunch for the next 3 days.
That's such a good hostess move, that is. Oh, do you know what I've done again? Every week, I forget to turn my lights on. There. I made all the difference, didn't it?
I wasn't going to come on until that, but now I will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our grimy kitchen. This lady is someone I gigged with. Oh God, it's got about the same time that David Meowie died. It's got to be 5 years since I last saw Sandy. She's
a great comparison.
Give it up for fantastic Sandi Smith.
It should play.
It did.
Oh, yes.
Yay.
I just want to say I had nothing to do with David Meowie's death. I just want to make that clear. Can I do some admin?
Yes.
My sister is watching this in the kitchen, and I need some more wine, sister. So bring that through.
Oh,
lovely.
So that's such a good idea. I was thinking, what can I be? Right, I was as ever running late, right? And I'm like, right, I could really do with a cup of tea, but I've got a horrible kettle. It takes about 10 years to boil like a soup son of water. And, Kim, is your sister Kim Sherlock?
Yes, she is.
She's got your back. She's got your
excellent.
Back. So I clicked the wrong one. There she goes. She's got it. She's on the way. And I didn't think I should have, because I haven't got enough fake bait, I haven't got enough Merlin, and I didn't think, wine. I've got alcohol in the fridge. Should I run and get it?
I don't even know.
And I get to introduce myself to Sandi.
Yeah, go on, man. You have a chat with Sandi, Lucy, Sandi. She always tells me off for introducing. I'll be back now. Right.
I'm pretty much just
She forgets to introduce me all the time. She just talks to her mates. Then after an hour, I believe, Sandi, that you are based in the southwest.
Well, yes, I am. However, at the moment, I'm stuck in Essex, the hotbed of infection, because I'm staying with my sister.
So sorry.
Oh, I know. I moved here just before the last lockdown, and I was going to do gigs. I was going to meet up with the South End. I think Essex and South End in particular has got a really good scene for comedy. But no, nothing to be done except get my sister to feed me wine and Prosecco. You know, it's a tough job. But so yeah, I'm stuck in Essex until they let us out.
So where were you from in the southwest? Because I'm in Tiverton. I'm in Devon.
Okay. So it's a bit of a complicated story because I live in a caravan. So I was in Devon, just outside Crediton. Before I came to my sister's, I was in Dorset. So who knows where I will be when I go back.
And I managed to bump into Sarah Bridgman on an online comedy gig. We sort of caught eyes through a crowded Zoom room, and then started up doing this wonderful. Oh, she's not just brought the ukulele. There you go. We'll see how that night's going to end up. But have you avoided the online stuff, or have you managed to get stuck in your Essex abode?
Get stuck in comedy-wise, or just get stuck in?
Comedy-wise, have you done any sort of podcasts and shows and played around online, or have you just hunkered down and got through the Prosecco?
I did some at the beginning, and then it turned out my internet in the caravan really wasn't good enough. So I did a lovely show, and then I don't know if it's because everyone's on the internet now. It's just like overcrowded because I'm quite old, so I assume that happens. But I'll tell you what I have done, because of the lack of comedy gigs I can do, is I got myself a TikTok account, like a young'un.
Awesome.
So I'm doing stuff on that. It's so embarrassing. I'm sure my daughter hasn't watched any of them because it must be just too embarrassing for her. I'm loving that. It's taken years off me, I think.
Yeah.
So
I flirted with TikTok for a bit when I had a bit more free time because it's addictive. It is. You can't TikTok and other things. You're constantly thinking, I could do that video, I could do that, I can voice over this, or I could where you do the duets with people. And I don't know whether my algorithm, but I had no youngsters come up on my feed. It was all people that was just like 13 of TikTok, 14, 15, 60s of TikTok. And it was all just grown-ups holding wine going, well, lockdown is shit, so I'm doing this instead. And it was really cathartic. Amazing community on there.
Yeah. It's good, but it's as a comedian, it can get a bit frustrating because I see someone do something really funny and I think that's really good. And then you see these really big accounts take that idea, recreate it, and they've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, and everyone's like, oh, he's so good, or she's so good. And I really feel for the original creator of that content. I mean, you know what you're getting on TikTok, I guess. So, but
there's a woman I think she's in the northeast, and Tik was just set up originally to be a mime music program where you just mouth other people's music. That was all it was ever meant to be for.
Yeah.
And there's this woman in the northeast, and she does minute-long videos where she mimes over Sarah Millican or Victoria Wood or all these other female comedians, and she's getting thousands and thousands of ads and hits and likes and stars or coins sent to her. And I'm thinking, what about the poor bitch that wrote that fucking stuff?
Yeah.
I think Sarah Millican.
In real life, there's there's a Lee tribute. Lee, what's his name act? And the one that gets all sweaty and moves around too fast. And there's a Phil, whatever. There are tribute acts for comedians who just literally go on stage and do their stuff. And when I saw that, I thought, why didn't I just do that? That's easier. Just learn their set and dress up like them. Save you years of writing.
Yeah.
Plus, they're really good.
Writing and honing and all the work that goes into it, isn't it? And years and years and years. It's like being in, it's the difference between being Fleetwood Mac though and I don't know.
Meatwood Flack, they would be, wouldn't they? The tribute act would be Meatwood Flack.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
It's a bit like when you're MCing, isn't it? And you've got your set that you do on a normal night, and then you go and MC, and you just take the piss out of someone in the audience, and everyone's laughing and they're loving it, and you think, that didn't take me any time to write, and all the stuff that took you a year to get together and hone. Yeah, it gets a good reaction, but when you get on as an MC and you get a brilliant reaction to something that's just shit or very hack. It can be a bit disheartening. You think, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
See, I'm quite upset by the fact that Bette Midler does Sophie Tucker routines. So she basically goes up on stage and after the songs does jokes by the world famous Sophie Tucker.
Does she?
And she if you Google Bette Midler, Sophie Tucker was a short, sort of almost kind squat short. She looked like Ma Baker kind of thing. She looked like she could punch you in the ear. And she was massive in the 40s and 50s. But she told filth. And she could do it on the Ed Sullivan Show. She could tell filth and people just lapped it up. And then Bette Midler would go on and do her songs. And then she comes on and she goes, I said to my husband, Ernie. And she does all the Sophie Tucker routines. And I'm like, and they're baying. And I could watch Bette Midler do stuff all night. And I'm like, no one's really done Sophie Tucker for a while. I mean, does that mean she's like up for grabs? Like, how does this work? work. I mean, writing my own material is fun, but hard work. Could I just?
It's a good point. I guess it's down to what you want. I mean, the thing that I've always wanted from comedy, I've always wanted to be a good writer and performer. And I'm finding the older I'm getting, the longer I'm going, the more I like the writing process. I love that. I love, you just thinking of things or something coming to you and you're like, oh, that's quite funny. And being able to say it, that's quite funny. That bit I like. And, and crafting a set I quite like. And just to see if you could get lots of people to laugh. But there's so much skill in it. That's what I've always wanted. But if you're someone out there that just wants fame or just wants jobs, I guess, I don't know. It's whether you want to be an original or not, isn't it? Whether you want to work at it or not. There's plenty out there that just want a job, and comedy happens to be the thing that they can get working.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing better than being on stage and you say something you wrote and people really crack up at it. There's no better feeling than that. So,
yeah. I can't imagine doing someone. I couldn't do it personally. I'd just say, well, go and be an actor then. What's the point in it? Then? You might as well just do something else.
Yeah.
You're not a comedian unless you're writing it yourself, I think. Really.
I mean, I think it's okay if you're collaborating and working with people, especially if you get on TV. Never going to happen to me, but if you get on TV and you're doing a weekly show, you can't possibly, with everything else you're doing, come up with good stuff all the time. So I understand why they employ writers then, and good because they employ a lot of us to do that writing.
Yeah.
But I think that's a bit different to just copying what someone else has said. Because when you're writing for another comedian, you're writing in their voice, aren't you? You're writing for them, and you're doing that, and you're getting paid to do it. So
yeah, completely different, isn't it? But do you remember there was a guy again about 5 years ago? He was Australian X Factor, and he just did Lee Mack's routine.
Yes.
No.
And he just did it word for word, mannerism for mannerism, everything. And it's the one where
Raymond and Mr. Timpkins set on Britain's Got Talent.
Oh my God.
Pretty much word for word. Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I mean, the whole point of like Bette Midler is it's like Sophie Tucker was so legendary. It would be like doing a Dolly Parton song.
Yeah.
But to take Lee or do something like that with no sort of reference to it, that is passing some. Doing Sophie Tucker routine is you're saying, I am doing Sophie Tucker. But to do something like that, Lee Mack, is sort of like, yeah, I wrote this myself.
Yeah, honest. Like how he made it to the final though. Like how he didn't actually perform. I don't think he performed in the final because the outrage, of like, what the hell? But I think because Lee Mack just couldn't have been that well known in Australia. It wasn't until it was like shown all over the world, or in Britain particularly, somebody went, hang on a minute, I recognise that. It was the one where Lee says, talk about Robbie in Nebworth, when Robbie Williams had gone, he's singing Angels, he's going, now your turn. He's like, okay, I came in for this, Robbie, do you sing it? That bit. And this Australian kid, and he was young, his excuse was he didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that. It's like, okay.
Bullshit.
I did a gig, I think you had Tom Glover on recently, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, I did a gig in the UK with him years ago. It was a charity thing at a surf place. And it was tough. I'm just going to say it was tough because they got one of their members to MC it. So it was a difficult gig. I kind of, I did as well as you could expect. And then I went to the bar to get a drink, and the guy who was MCing, I'm not going to say his name, in case...
Go on, say it.
He wasn't a comedian, he was just a member. And he decided he was going to do a bit. You know how people want to have a go. And he's on stage, and I'm buying my drink, I've got my back to him. And he was getting really good laughs, and I thought, oh, that's actually quite funny. And then he said something, I thought, no, hold on, I recognise that. And what he was doing was Jethro's set. and the audience were loving it. But of course, they didn't care. He was one of their mates. And he got the best reaction. And that's the difficult thing, isn't it? Because you want to be original, but sometimes the audience want old hack. You know, I've been told, oh, just blow it up a bit. You know, I'm like, no, I don't. Why would I want to do that? So and we just watched him absolutely smash it, being all smug about, well, we wrote our own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see why anyone else makes it too difficult. What I do is read out Jethro's material. Denzel Trevelyan went down to Tesco's. I mean, we do it. Funny enough, his last gig was last night, and I didn't get a chance to watch it on live stream because it was a bit of a busy night last night. But yes, I'm going to watch the last gig because, poor man, to get dementia when you've been that amazing for so long is just cruel. But I've had this conversation a couple of times with friends where one of my friends, she won't be watching, doesn't like any of my stuff, but she genuinely thought that we do new material every single performance. And she's like, you're not still doing that stuff about the truck puns, are you? And I'm like, well, I mean, I've changed some of the truck puns, or I've tweaked this, that, and the other. And I tried to explain it that if I was a pop singer and I wrote a hit song, I would perform that hit song at every gig I went to, and everybody would want to join in because they know the words and they love it. They want to play it over and over again. But with a comedian, we do exactly the same thing, but we try to make out that we don't.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's a difficult thing when you start out as well. You think you've got to do something different all the time, but when you start getting booked by a promoter who either for a professional night, even though you might be doing a free middle, or you're getting paid, they want you to be doing what they saw you doing. They don't want you to be throwing in something you made up. I mean, some acts can do that. Sometimes you can do that if it's just a line, but yeah, people think you're making it up on the spot. But plot spoiler, no, we're not. It works before we get paid for it, because that's not telly, of course. Then you have to chuck it out, but
I guess it's trying to remember what it was like before I did comedy. I think we kind of know. Although I remember still am a huge Eddie Izzard fan.
Oh,
and I remember, yes, so good. And so I saw him she these days in Brixton Academy back in in the this would have been. How old am I now?
In the 60s.
Back in the day, a good 20 years ago, say, about 20 years ago. So Brixton Academy, and that gig, it was on Watchdog, because I was a little bit disappointed myself. I was like, oh, this is off the DVD. I'd seen the DVD. And I was like, oh, okay. But I still absolutely loved it. And that was the one that ended up being on Watchdog. She was investigated.
Why was it on Watchdog?
Because I don't agree with it. Because I think people were expecting a new show, and it was out of an hour, 50 minutes old show and 10 minutes new. And I got to say that 10 minutes was a ropey AF. It did not continue. That's the only time I ever heard about it. And then Eddie Izzard had to explain, well, in comedy, this is what we do. And I think it was just because it was out on the DVD already, so most people had seen it. But you know what Watchdog are like. So, I just was thrilled to see Eddie Izzard. I was so chuffed. But I can imagine why some people would be expecting new stuff. But I think somewhere, you kind of know this is a performance that is honed, that it isn't just off the top of your head. But you've got to still make it look as if it is, because that's, it's not like actors learn lines, but they don't go out and just go, oh, I've got to do this line again. They pretend. That's
you don't see people walking out in the street West End going, I just want to see that Wicked movie. Do you know what? That Wicked stage show, exactly the same as it was last year. I want my money back.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, you go to see Hamilton, like, oh, they're doing that song again. They did that last time.
So how
Sorry,
do we manage
hi,
to break
Ray.
that? How do we manage to break the Mickey Flanagan rule then? Because he's the only person I know that could go on stage and just do out of the turn. He could do all of the different routines, and everyone just sits there going, "Do it again, do it again, do it again."
It's your level of fame, isn't it? Because Michael McIntyre's the same with his man draw sketch. It is like being someone who's got the greatest hits. People just want, and I imagine that's really annoying, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you're coming up, you've got friends who do comedy, and you're backstage and you're watching them, and they come off, and you do sometimes say to them, "Oh, you didn't do the such and such bit," and I really like that. So we have greatest hits that we like to see, but I just think when you're on the circuit, you want to be seen to be doing new stuff all the time, don't you? So once you're stratospheric in your career, then you'll be able to repeat the same shit over and over again, and everyone will love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know if we'll ever get that far. If the pub's ever open again, eh? So, Sandi, I'm just conscious that we're losing you in 10 minutes because you're a busy lady and you've got a podcast to go to. But yeah, so I just wanted to ask you, what have you been up to since I saw you last?
Well, so Sarah and I last saw each other at a course we were doing in comedy. Yeah. It was a very specialised course, which Sarah's a lot younger than me. During the course, they mentioned that don't even bother if you're over 40. So, it was a very depressing course where I decided I'd give up comedy. But that was 5 years ago, and I still haven't. So, but I've been super busy because although I haven't been doing gigs, there's just so much stuff online. So I joined an online choir, right? And I know you'll love this because obviously you're Welsh, and in Wales, I imagine you just sing all the time. Like you get up in the morning for breakfast, you just some conflicts. That's Welsh accent. So you'll appreciate. I always wanted to join a choir, so I was really excited about it. But it was really shit because all they did was they played the music and everyone was muted, and you just sang along at home. With a track, which I do all the time anyway with my Alexa. So binned that. Then I did a sitcom writing course, which was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If anyone wants to do one, message me, I'll tell you who runs it. However, I made the mistake of telling my family I was doing it, and every time we FaceTime, they go like, "Oh, how's the sitcom coming along?" I'm not actually going to fucking write it, am I? I'm just going to do the course, and then think it was nice. I've got an idea, but I'll never write it. I mean, I might in a few years' time.
Oh, do it, Sandi, and you can come back and tell us all about it. I'm writing a novel.
I'm practically famous, so. I tell you what, I did do. I paid, I think, £30 for a course on how to do the splits in 4 weeks.
You paid £30? Wow. Right. How long ago was that?
About 6 months ago.
Right. Okay. Can you do this?
No. I'm determined to do it, but that's why I'm always really glad when they extend the lockdown, because I'm like, right, I'm going to do it. I'm totally going to do it. Because I just think it'd just be really good if I'm doing a gig and it's not going very well, I could just do the splits, couldn't I? Just distract.
Yes.
But, so I just signed up to so much. Also, what I love about all this online stuff that we're doing is you only have to do the front of your hair. You don't have to do the back. You know,
but also, look at the back of this.
Bird's nest. Like.
Absolutely. I'm just loving not having to look after myself. So I'm missing the green room of gigs. Because if I'm honest, that's always the best thing of performing.
Yes.
The green room, seeing your friends.
And the car shares.
Oh, car journeys are so brilliant. They're better than the gigs sometimes. I did a gig once in Cardiff. I say I did a gig. We turned up. I think it took us about 2.5 hours to get there. We turned up and no audience, because you know what it's like when you're doing open mic type stuff. There was no audience. We sat around for about an hour. I wasn't driving, so I was able to drink. And then they decided to pull the gig. And we drove home. And it was the best night I've had in ages. Really, so much fun.
Yeah.
Because you've got like 4 or 5 comedians in one car and everyone's trying to out banter each other.
Yeah, out joke each other. I'm not very good with puns. A lot of my comedy friends are just brilliant at puns and wordplay. And my brain just doesn't go there. But it is a skill you can learn and you can keep practicing. And this one time I was in the car with Phil Cooper and a few other people.
Oh, I love Phil.
He's so funny. We should get him on here actually. But he's so funny, so much fun. Lovely guy. Puns, that he loves puns. And he loves doing this pun game where somebody thinks a subject and then we've all got to think of as many, sentences with puns in as you can think of and then go on to the next one. Like if somebody comes up with chocolate and you're like, oh, I can't think of any now.
You did well in it then, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm so glad. They come round to me, they'd all quick fire, I've done one. They come to me, I'm like, go again, go round again. Oh, I picked chocolate because there's loads of chocolate ones you can do. Like, come on, guys, you can think of something.
Chocolate puns.
I can't. I'll think of one in about half an hour. Yeah, I'll just.
If you want, I could always try and whisper one in your ear.
Hey, brilliant!
Oh, see what you did. Still got none. No, like you, Sarah. I am not puns orientated.
Ray, regular comedy buddy Ray. Chocolate. Ray's changed his name. We'll come to that in a bit. But yeah, so you've just been doing. So I'm so glad you didn't give up. This is a course that me and Sandi did. Oh, that was like the worst thing I've ever been. I still have nightmares about it. When I meet new people, I still go, well, you never guess what happened to me. And the guy who runs it, I've had people go to me, I think he's all right. And I'm like, I think he's a massive bully, but there you go. Wouldn't let me do a further course, wouldn't let me do the writing one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Said, oh, it's not for you. And then blocked me. Like, oh, okay. Mad, absolutely mad. And look at us now, Sandi.
Who needs courses?
Screw you. But you're a really good comedian. I can't wait. Once we're back out, allowed out again.
Oh, I'm so excited to get back out again. I feel so rusty. I don't even know if I know anything anymore, but it'll just be so fun.
Yes, and I gotta say, like I put on a night last night just with anybody, just because I just was like, I just want to have a laugh. And afterwards, it did feel like that green room, car share, so we're all just having such a laugh. And I know there are acts that I chat with, and they'd be like, oh God, I've got to have a gig every week. I feel rusty. But I have to say, everyone I've seen, when they have done a gig, even if it is online, they are flipping on it. And I just think maybe having a rest has done everyone a lot of good.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good.
Everyone a hunger, I think. A hunger to, where people maybe have got complacent or they've got, maybe their egos had gone crazy. What have you? I have no ego, but do I? Don't know. Anyway, we've all had time to reflect and be grateful, to be honest, for what we have. And people are saying like, oh, well, comedy's over, comedy's finished, will it be back? You've got a microphone and a space that's comedy. It depends what you're expecting of it.
Yeah.
But if there's a pub or a village hall or a space with people, why is comedy going to die? It's not going to die.
Yeah.
You might have to adjust,
Yes. Yeah. Wise words. I mean, we're already adjusting, with it being online. It might not be perfect. It might not be exactly what people have when they're in room together, but it's still pretty good. You still get an opportunity to write and perform. I quite like it in some parts of it, because I could just put my set up on the wall. I don't have to worry about am I going to remember it, because it's there.
There is that, and you can drink because you haven't got to drive. You haven't got to drive, so it's not. And okay, you're seeing the people on your screen, but because of delays and stuff, it's not quite the same. So I will enjoy seeing people in the flesh, seeing you all in the flesh.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it. You know, it's like, because you meet so many people, it's hard to keep in touch with everyone. And sometimes you're in and especially being a woman, quite often you're the only one on the bill. It is getting a bit, do you think it's getting a bit better, Sandy? Or do you think it's about the same as it was since I last saw you?
I think it depends where you are. There are still some, how do we know? It's been a year. But there are some still where they're like, well, I'm going to put Bob in between you and Tina because they don't, in their minds, they can't put two women following each other. But I think generally, I think it's slowly better, but there's still a long way to go. But
yeah,
we can do it.
We can do it. We just got to keep going. People need to keep performing and that's another good thing with online comedy is with the ladies with the kids and families and stuff. And at least they don't have to, put the kids down and then go off and do a bit of comedy in the spare room or in the living room. That's good as well, isn't it? Yeah. Right. I'm conscious that you've got to go, so I don't want to take up your time.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun seeing people.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on. That went really quick. Is there anything you'd like to let everyone know that you're doing?
Everything is just on hold. Do find me on TikTok, please, because I have got, even if you're over 12, because I have got so few followers, and it's probably because I'm shit, but just please follow me because I feel really lonely. And the social media spaces.
Sandy, can I just ask you to confirm what is your TikTok user hand? Is it Sandi Smith, like your Twitter?
The one you can see on the screen. I can't. What's going on there? That's it. That's my Twitter, my TikTok, my Instagram. Get all of that. I'm such a social media whore.
Awesome. So Lucy you're typing it. I could tell she's typing away in there. Oh, thanks so much for coming on, Sandy.
Thank you for having me.
That's a pleasure. Thank you. And I have already followed your TikTok. I'm already on there.
Oh, okay, good.
So check it out.
I doubled my followers.
Brilliant. You got more than I don't think so brave doing TikTok. I get paralyzed thinking, what am I going to do? What can I do? But yeah. All right then, lovely. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Sandy. Oh, she's so sweet. So she's wandered back through to the dining area now, having some more vol au vents on the way out. Enjoy. Yeah, so Sandy's so lovely. And thanks, Kim. Thanks for topping Sandy up. So, there's somebody who's extremely concerned about Sandy's extension lead. She's not going to burn to death. Cubo forever. But thank you.
Actually, the extension cable was right in front of her, and if it went on fire, she'd see it with her eyes. If it was underneath the sofa and she didn't know it was smouldering, that's when you start to die.
But I love the care and attention, because I saw that. It's like the extension lead. I'm like, oh, that's batteries. Yours is. I'm like, what extension lead? Oh, if you're worried about the extension lead, wait till you see my back door. Right. It's turned off every night.
Every night. There we go. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Dave. He was worried. They can sleep now. They can sleep. They can rest assured.
Everyone just calm down. The extension cable will be turned off.
Oh, right. Oh, we got a few funny people coming over in a middle class household. Oh,
there we go, Sandy. We'll have that. Kim, they like your decor.
Yeah, she did have a dado rail. All right. If this is the first time to our Twitch channel,
hi,
subscribe. We are also on Facebook and YouTube. Twitch is going to be the bane, I tell you.
If you go on our YouTube, if you go on our Twitter page, which is @thesinkgirls, you can see the link.
Gaz dog is making me laugh quite a bit as well. What? WTF, Gaz dog. So far, he has nothing. Don't worry about Cubo forever. Worry about Gaz dog. His house has fallen down. His shed has been blown away. Oh, you're so funny. Right.
Yes, if you go on our Twitter page, which is @thesinkgirls, or one high handle, you can see the links there to our YouTube channel. And we don't have enough subscribers for a fancy URL just yet. But you can find, we call it our little filing cabinet, because every single show we've ever done, live stream, has gone on there. So it was... Right, we're doing that thing where we can't read and read and talk at the same time. Podcast listeners, for you listeners on the podcast, we have somebody called the Keeper of Gates, who says, I'm actually grieving the loss of my first vibrator at the moment, and I'm very concerned because I'm is actually capital I apostrophe M.
Oh, God. Is this like a group of people that they're like, right, we're going to go somewhere and we're going to absolutely do this?
I don't know, but you keep saying that we don't bring the right people over off Twitch. And I'm like, I think we do. I think these are people.
I do miss Hugh, though. Where's Hugh? Hugh Dana.
Hugh will watch on catch up, but he has got a load of different rotating night shifts. Right,
no.
Okay. Let's review the TV show.
Guys, it's 10 to 8. You horny dogs. Right, shall we? Yes. So I might have to. I'm not even going to look at the comments, so I can concentrate. I will look later.
So this was my suggestion. Everybody in it is still alive. It is current. The reason why I say it like that, for those for people that are new to viewing this program, I do like to recommend old sitcoms or old stand-up specials that, you know. So for me, a new comic sort of probably died about 20 years ago.
Yeah. For new, I'm lucky if I'm watching some. For Lucy's suggestions, I'm lucky if what I'm watching is in colour. She loves them old. She loves the old comedy. If this is your first time, if you're still not, you know, you're still busy watching us and not flirting with each other over Twitch and doing your one-hand keyboard stuff going on, we do a comedy review. Every week. That's what this is. This is a review of a comedy. Lucy's suggestion. Great news. So Lucy, what did you think of it?
Well, as I suggested it, Sarah, it's your turn to review it first.
Yeah, sorry.
We've been doing it the last 30 shows.
Oh my God. It's been a while.
Turn your comments off. Focus on the review. I will look at the comments. You do the talking out loud bit.
Oh God. Do you know, I'm just right. Okay, I'm really glad that you suggested this one. I watched this when it first came out because I love all things Tina Fey, and I think she executive produced this show.
Yeah,
and it reminded me, the look of it is like Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes.
So I thought, whenever a new comedy comes on, I always like to give it a go. And then I was just hooked, and I binge watched the first series in like a day or two. I loved it. Well. The 20-minute episodes, they're so well written, so tightly written. I love the dynamic between the mum and the daughter. So the premise of the show is that this woman, she works on the news. She's like, chipping away at this news.
A show
station. Yeah, a show. Sorry, say again.
Show producer
on a news show. And maybe she's not happy with where she is, and she's wondering, will she get promotion? And this hot guy, she's working with, and all that dynamic. And then her mum decides to go to, she's got this her mum loves being with her, loves hanging out with her, loves, is a bit of a needy mum. And then she ends up going to work at the news channel in her studio. So I love that dynamic between her mum, who's retired, and her, and doing all these, all this stuff. My brain's not working today, sorry.
So you turned your comments off.
I have, but I'm gonna go and have a watch now. But yeah, so the episode you wanted me to watch was series 2, episode 3, called The Honey Pot. Yeah, really good. Again, what can I say? Tightly written, well done. Tackles sexism in the workplace and sexual harassment in the workplace, which is, pretty ironic right now. And yeah, and it really good, really well done. Kind of, and I had seen it before, but I'd forgotten about it, and how it flips on its head on the at the end. Great suggestion. I'd fully recommend it to anyone. Brilliant. Can I just say as well that on a side note, Staff Let's Flat last week, where we said, I don't know, go yourself, see what you think. I did watch the second episode, and it's going to get better. I think it's going to be a favourite. But it's not binge worthy for me, but I did really enjoy the second episode. It was really good. But anyway, back to great news. Fantastic. I loved it. I'm really glad you suggested it. I did watch, even though I've seen it before, I did watch it again today. So thank you, Lucy, for making that suggestion. What would you like to say about it? Well, I drink heavily. Look what I found. Passion fruit martini.
I had no idea about it whatsoever, and Tina Fey is connected to it, but she's only in a few of the episodes, even though she's connected to it behind the scenes. So when I've noticed all of the promo posters for this 2 series worth of shows, it's always Tina Fey's picture, even though she was sort of like in it for this much. But when it first popped up on my radar, it didn't have Tina Fey's picture on it. I didn't know anything about it. It just had bright, colourful look to it. And I think on Netflix, it may have had one of those autoplay adverts. And I thought, this has got women in it.
And it's new.
and it's new, and they've got jobs. And what? Because we have been going on about how you've got the Mary Tyler Moore, you've got Rhoda, Girls on Top, all these great shows, but they were all in years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So the fact is, I know I'm trying. Right, whilst I talk, I'm going to turn the comments off, just because obviously multitasking women are so brilliant. And the main character, she is not stick thin, and I don't know why I need to even mention this, because it shouldn't really be about it. But the fact is, she's normal. She's human sized, and I loved it. She's human sized, and she looks like a human. And in fact, Nicole Richie is made fun of for looking like Nicole Richie, as opposed to what the series would have been about 10, 15 years ago, is that the main character would have been Nicole Richie, and every time the other character spoke, they would have gone, oh, all right, Dumpy. That's how they, and little things like, very much like the nod to Rhoda, how the father never speaks, and it's just the back of his head, because Rhoda's dad didn't talk for about 2-3 series. It was just an arm or something. I find it quite strange that David Spade was ever seen as a sex symbol in any film. And I find it quite strange that this guy looks like David Spade and he's the love interest. And it's like, it's like, I never thought of David Spade having a tribute act.
But at least David Spade is funny. This guy is just an actor.
I mean, I don't know if it's my perspective, but he does seem like he's this tall. like she might just go, right, to put you in the pocket, let's go for lunch. But it's hammy, it's cheesy, it's fast, it's basic, it's brilliant.
Yes,
it is absolutely brilliant. It's what we've been wanting to talk about for ages, about how maybe it's not, it's not like Afterlife, it's not those cutting edge bloody comedy. But there's about 70 jokes per minute.
Yeah.
And there are things that are just not spoken about, like the number of women in the cast, not even spoken about, the number of diversity or off the cuff comments. It's all just expected that we have got to that place in society, and I fucking love that. That's what reminded me a little bit of Schitt's Creek. The things you'd be like, why isn't she more ditzy or fall over or more this or more that? And it's just like, no, she's just a woman who's questioning her career and trying to get further. But the reason why I asked you to watch the Tina Fey episode was because they did harassment in the workplace, and because it's funnier and easier to explain than to say, oh, a guy's just felt a woman up, because that's not a comedy, that's a documentary. So for Tina Fey to be making them do star jumps and to play poker with nudie cards, they did it in such a beautiful sort of infantile way. And she was like, well, yeah, of course I did. What are you going to do about it? But thanks for having my back, sister. And it's just like, yeah.
And I love that she's only doing it because she wants to get fired. She wants to go off with the golden handshake. So it's like, okay, we're going to talk about sexual harassment and the fact they get away with it and the fact that they get rewarded for it and make it funny as fuck. It's really good. It's an excellent episode on many different layers. But if anybody is watching that particular one going, oh my God, can't we just have a laugh? It is really funny, and all of the series is really funny. Not every episode is as worthy, or let's talk about a thing, a political whatever.
I have to try and shoehorn something old. So basically, the relationship between the mother and the daughter is very similar to the Ronnie Barker Timothy relationship in Sorry. That is, but not
quite trope, isn't it? Really, mums and daughters. But what's good about it though is that the mum is still a positive relationship. Her mum's a go-getter. Her mum, she might be a little bit annoying from a, but they always make up, and it's always like she loves her mum and she gets on with her. It's and
I think
she's
my
not an
favourite
annoying
relationship is the mum and the news anchor.
Yeah,
that's my favourite. He terrorizes everybody in the news studio about being late and not having this, and it has to be that way. And she just walks up to him and sort of burps him and goes, "Have your nap."
Yeah.
He just walks off. I can't imagine Trevor McDonald doing that. No,
it's really good. It's a good one. Recommend it, and I hope everyone watches it. Now, keep going if you want to, but I've got to see what is going on in the chat.
Let's have a look on the comments. Hi, have you two ladies heard of the two Ronnies? I didn't see that comment, but I just mentioned Ronnie Corbett. So yes, in fact, if you go back through our back catalogues, you'll see that we actually reviewed The Worms Turned. My favourite film is the third Bridget Jones movie. That's the one with the baby. I haven't seen it. I do like Bridget Jones, but I fucking detest children.
Sorry, I'm going back 10 minutes. Sorry, guys, I'm going back 10 minutes. This is hilarious. Okay, back at the vibrator. Here we go. Oh, Gad's ordered this movie as well.
Right, don't forget, we've got listeners on the podcast. You can't just mutter to yourself.
Sorry.
Listeners on the podcast. Sarah is going through the comments where it's been getting quite funny. Clyde Craighead is actually one of our viewers. Best tribute act I ever saw was The Pretenders. I don't know if that's meant to be true or false. But yes, so a lot of talk about Tim the Toolman Taylor on Home Improvement. I absolutely adored Tim Allen. He's a DILF. And also my biggest crush was on Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who is the voice of Simba in The Lion King. It's the youngest son. But I tell you what, girls, Google him now. He's a walking clickbait. You would not believe what Jonathan Taylor Thomas looks like now. Have I seen his show Last Man Standing? Yes, I adore it. I never understood why they changed the daughters out, though, from the older one. It could even be a possible review coming up soon, because, I mean, it is a very good...
I love you.
Hey, go on, Keeper. He's a keeper. Make sure you come back every Thursday at 7 p.m, love. What we drinking, girls? I'm on the Maggie's. What's a Maggie? Margarita.
Yeah.
I don't mind a bit of sex, only if it's funny, though. Well, to be honest.
Never funny.
I've made jokes about men, so yeah. Because sexism is aimed at women.
Oh yeah. I was thinking, yeah, but I always feel a bit uncomfortable. Like when Army Hammer is gorgeous, and you see a picture of him, and you like go, "What?"
I've missed him for this. I don't know who he is. Who is Army Hammer? He's all over the news at the moment for doing stuff, and because I don't know who he is, apparently he's done some tweets about cannibalism.
He's always Army. He's just a hot Hollywood guy. He's not.
Don't always let me guess what Army Hammer's done first. And my first question is, who the fuck is Army Hammer?
Google it. He year before last, are we counting last year as a year? The year before last, there was a film called Call Me by Your Name. Now, if like me, you're a middle class lady who likes a bit of hot, watch that. I can't explain it. I tried to explain it with my friend. She has now blocked me as a friend. It's brilliant. It's good. It's a good film. Is this a film review? This bit was, we review comedies every week. We choose a comedy every week, and that was the review of it.
The format is, we have a catch-up, we have a guest, we have a review.
I love that one. I know you already said it, but you were miles, Anyway, Sarah drinking, and she goes, "Oh, right, thank you."
Army Hammer, Homes Under the Hammer. I don't know if they're connected.
hang on, I gotta get there. I'm still only at 8:01, and it's 8:06. Right.
Right, so basically Army Hammer has done tweets about cannibalism.
Right, okay. Are you right? One of us has to chat. So do I look it up, or do you want to?
I don't like cannibalism, so you can look it up. So Tim Allen's comedy, Last Man Standing, is and what's he plays? Mike Baxter. So he's the father of 3 daughters, and he works for an outdoor sports shop. And his boss is quite stereotypical, where he sort of like shouts a lot, but is usually undermines himself by the end of his own sentence. But they are long-term friends, and Mike is the kind of cool head of sales guy. His eldest daughter, although bright and full of potential, gets knocked up, so she's got the kid in tow. The middle child is sporty. The youngest child is clever. Have I got that right or wrong? But there's sort of like the 3 different types of daughter. They've all got the sort of very little women. They've all got very different characters. And it's a little bit like Home Improvement, but instead of having 3 sons, it's 3 daughters. And instead of doing a TV program, he does an outdoor shop. But he does pieces to camera for their social media, which is part of the show. So that does have a little bit of a tool time feel to it. But there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to the fiance of the eldest daughter, because he's got him a job in the company, but he is thick as out. And it is a fantastic show, and I would recommend it to anybody. It's, if you like Home Improvement, and it's very much like Great News. It's fast, rapid fire, one-liner jokes, or someone's the butt of the joke and everyone else gangs in. And the mother is actually a very strong character. She's not just a reactionary female that gave birth to children. So it's a good script, it's a good cast. So there you go. That's your review. Ta-da!
Yeah. What was that? What programme? Homes Under the Hammer.
Sorry, I haven't got Dolby Stereo, but there's a woman next to me that just said "fuck's sake" at exactly the same time. Last Man Standing.
Oh, all right. Last Man Standing.
How do I work with this?
Where can I find it?
I think Channel 4 or possibly Comedy Central. So you, my lady, need to... I'll look up where you can find it, because you obviously didn't look up the fucking Army Hammer tweets. You just looked through the comments.
I did.
Cubo Forever. I'm not a big fan of the rabbit. Thank you very much.
No.
Other brands are available.
I was given a rabbit as a present, and this is right. And maybe we should wait till we should do a late night version of the show so we could talk about this.
Yeah, they look pretty malnourished.
Ooh.
You know they're not real, right?
Yeah. It's the rabbit behind you. It's not a rabbit, it's a hare.
This is not a rabbit, this is like a hare.
Hares are taller and thinner, Kubo.
Yeah. Rabbits and hares would never be friends. That's what I've learned.
Keeper of the gates. You did a similar joke earlier and I let it go, but we're gonna I don't mind cannibalism, a bit partial, bit of man meat.
Right, so what is going to be your suggestion for next week's review?
Oh, right. Sorry, I can tell Lucy's getting annoyed with me now. Right.
No, I'm just trying to wrangle you.
I was thinking earlier, right? What should we have? And I think based on time, can I just say it's so lovely to have so many people come and chat with us. So thank you for coming along. And I think what I'm going to go with, because I've half watched it, I've got the other half to go. It's a bit of stand-up, some actual stand-up comedy. Because we've done sitcoms for a while, so a bit of stand-up. So if you'd like to join us next week, please watch, if you have Netflix. If you don't, I do apologise, because this is on Netflix. London Hughes, To Catch a Dick.
I've seen it. I've seen it pop up.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the header, the title of it caught me, and I thought, yes, please.
Yeah. I've watched the first half, and then I started watching it late at night and I haven't got back to it, but it is that's no judgment on the show. So we haven't done stand-up, I haven't reviewed a stand-up bit for a while. So yeah, that's what we're reviewing. So if you'd like to watch London Hughes, To Catch a Dick, a stand-up special on Netflix, and you can join in on the chat next time when we're reviewing it and saying what we think about it. So that's it. Right, bit of a short show tonight, Lucy. I think that's pretty much it, unless you want to stay and do a bit more chat.
I don't.
We're both
seconds to tighten the title up, and there's already 5 comments. I'm half intrigued. I mean, this is not going to be great for the podcast listeners unless we tell people what we're reading.
Yeah. I think it's so nice. I think we should keep going for a few minutes because there's lots of people on our Twitch feed are making friends with each other. So it's really sweet. And slightly arguing as well. Oh.
One thing that we is sort of connected to one of our reviews in our previous show. Did you watch Ghost's Christmas special?
I did not watch it. I watched it twice. Yes, I loved it. Yeah, really good.
And the more I watch Ghost, because I started watching it with my brother as well, because I was like, because you and I both had similar opinions about Ghost when we first saw it. We were like, oh, it's horrible histories. I'm not a 5-year-old. I don't want to watch it. And then you're like, oh, it's for adults. Oh, well, let's give it a try. And then 3 days goes by, you're still in the same clothes, and you're like, yeah. I phased into this completely, but I've noticed the more I watch it, that Kitty, the lovely character Kitty in Ghost, is our Kitty. Our kitten Kitty is like the cat embodiment form of Kitty from Ghosts, because the more she goes up to Coco, and Coco's now started hitting Kitty. And it's just like thumping her on her head like a cartoon, just going poof. And Kitty just bounces back and goes, "What's your favourite colour?"
Tell her Kitty escaped tonight.
No, and also, what were you trying? Purple grape juice?
No, passion fruit martini. And you're lucky, Kubo, because I haven't even drunk a whole one yet, and I've got gin and tonic to go too.
Oh, is that a glass bottle?
Yeah, this is B&M as well. I bought this for the B&M before Christmas.
We don't have booze in our B&M. That's why I bought that you have B&M booze, because I can get you onesies that'll catch on fire, or rainbow lights, or an incredible amount of Chinese plastic toys. But
Plastic.
no,
You're so middle class. Plastic.
you call yourself middle class just now because you said you liked Army Hammer.
Yeah. No, fair enough. They want me to chug the drink. Twitch. I'm not chugging it because I've nearly drunk it. This isn't far away. This is a small can of drink. It looks huge.
It's all about perspective, really.
Tiny.
Well,
Look how small it is.
Gazdick, Nobbingson, the Keeper of Dates, Cubo Fervor. I hope that you've given us a sub on Twitch, please, so that you know that you're going to be able to see us again. When we drink with Sarah, she gets it down 8, 7. Podcast listeners, Sarah is
right. If we drink her, what pub would we be in? I reckon.
Sarah is being goaded by to drink all of her drink, and it worked. Apparently, you just type into a message.
I'm going to open the gin now, everyone. Hey. What pub would we be in? I reckon we'd be in a Celtic bar. Have you got that down where you are? Celtic bars?
No, because we're in England. No, but I mean Irish bars. You can go anywhere. We haven't any Irish bars. But no, that's the one thing we don't have, Irish bars. Considering that you can go to Paris, Egypt, anywhere, and you will find an Irish bar. There are none in Devon.
I'm not chugging. I'm too. What excuse can I give for not chugging? I don't want to chug it. This is really nice.
You're right to choose.
Yeah. Stop alcoholically harassing me, guys. No, I hope you're all chugging your alcohol. Hey, it's Friday tomorrow.
Yes.
Woo! I did bring my bottle opener up so I could open this. I don't know where it's gone now.
By that gin, I haven't seen you do that one before. Ophira, it's called, is it?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Come on.
Clearly. Right, let me open my gin and then I'm gonna play some uke. They'll be like, yeah, we're moving on now. We're moving on. Spoons is closing. Let's go to Spoons.
Next week at 7:00 on Thursday, through whichever platform you watched us, through his YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, we have got guest Luke Honrati, who has just been signed by HD Management. So
he's been signed when?
He's just been signed today.
Congratulations, Luke. That's awesome.
Well, it was on my
Charming Man by the Smiths. Yes, I can. Sorry, Gas Dog, can you play this Charming Man by the Smiths? Right, you hum it, I'll play it. What's this? This Charming Man. Something like that, isn't it? I'm just going to try to remember. And no, because Morrissey is a racist. Oh, I do love the Smiths, though. It is good.
Yeah.
Weather request, I can say anything. White Girl Ukulele Song by Gus Johnson. I don't know that one. I'm going to look it up, ready for next week. Come back, and then maybe I'll play it. Right, where have I got my can opener, guys? I'm getting stressed now. I need my can opener.
Ray, Hugh, where are you? We need Ray and Hugh on this. She has got legs. Look at her walking around.
Legs. Not quite that. Was it White Snake one? I don't know where it's gone.
So yes, HD Management has just signed Luke Honrati, and we're really chuffed for him. So
there it is. Found it. That's awesome.
Yeah, our latest signing.
Oh, where's he gonna gig? What kind of gigs will he get? Will he be on TV? Will he be on like those opinion pieces? Well, we can ask him next week because he's on the show. Oh, sorry, guys. That's what happens on one can of booze.
If that is one can of booze, that is That's amazing. I mean, you are a walking review for B&M.
Other alcohol shops are available.
But make sure, if you're whichever profile you're watching us through, make sure you follow, sign up, like, subscribe, whatever that platform needs. So it means that you can always be alerted of when we have our live streams come up. And of course, you can always go onto Spotify, where you will find the Kitchen Sink podcast. And yeah.
If you're like, I'm never watching this again, but they were quite entertaining tonight, can you please subscribe to us on YouTube?
That's all we want for people.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Not just a pretty label. That's a bit alright, that.
We've had 42 plays of the Christmas episode with Shani so far.
Ooh, that's a lot for YouTube. It's normally 3.
Oh, on Spotify. Well, not on Spotify, but on podcast.
Right. Where we off to now then, lads? I'm not tugging it, Cubo. Everyone know, right? Has your internet gone again, Lucy? You're just not moving.
No, I was just I couldn't work out why the banners weren't coming up, and I thought I was going to have to do something because I thought it was all broken.
No, thank you, keeper of the gates.
You pressed on it and it didn't do anything, and I'm like, why is that not doing anything? Yeah, right, boys, well done. She's so easy to manipulate.
Right, no, we got to. Right, either we stop looking at the comments. We're meant to be here entertaining you, and you are entertaining us with your comments. What are you guys drinking? Is anyone else drinking? Take over stream, please.
Yes, take over. It means tell them what to do. Don't be told what to do. Who controls it?
Chug it. Get your own drink. Chug your own.
Let us know where you are from. Coffee as always, Magnum's always. But where are you watching from? Where in the UK, or are you outside of the UK? That'd be also interesting to know. Ray, we know that you are in Royal Swansea on sea.
Swan Bedos, I like to call it. On a sunny day. Oh, Birmingham. Oh no, is that a Birmingham accident? No. Accident. Well, how do Birmingham people speak?
Birmingham. They talk through the tube.
Is that Birmingham?
They've got quite a long tube when they speak, and it's sort of like they're talking down now to their mouths.
All right, gal. That's definitely
Liverpool, darling.
I can do it all. I can do accent. Oh. Yeah, genuinely, right. I've just going off topic slightly. I been struggling to sleep. Guess what time I went to sleep last night, Lucy? I was so excited because of the gig yesterday. I went to sleep at 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And then I had to get up for work and work all day today. So this is why I am on a little bit of a go slow. Need to have that buffering thing for me at times. Cubo, are you causing problems? Right. I think that's it, Lucy. I think we're going to call it. That's the end of the show, is it? Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Sandi Smith, even though she had a podcast to go to. So thank you so much. She definitely seems like somebody I just want to know and have a drink with. And I'm I was listening to somebody on the radio show I've started listening to, and he was having a bad day, and all he kept saying is, I'm done for today, I've had enough. And for me, I'm loving meeting people on the kitchen sink, but they're all tiny squares and they're virtual.
I promise I wasn't. I was genuinely trying to do a Birmingham accent.
I didn't say anything bad about it. I was saying about how to form the mouth to make the sound, because I like doing accents, and I have a lot of family from Birmingham.
Oh, I think you're teasing us. Sorry, I take things.
I was going to say I'm not getting people from Birmingham. I've even dated one of them.
Some of my best friends are from Birmingham. Good. Oh, thanks, Cubo. I would have been worrying. Not that I have trouble with anxiety at all. Oh.
Right, I want to make sure that you guys come back on Thursday because you will absolutely adore Luke and Rati. And hopefully you've got a whole week to watch the Netflix London Hughes to Catch a Dick special. So catch up with us, Catching a Dick.
And I'm quickly going to do a London accent for the Keeper of the Gates. All right. Cool. Oh, wrong one. Hang on. It moved quickly. Cool, blimey, governor. In it. The old China at the apples and pears. Like, close your eyes. Close your eyes now. I'll do it properly. Right? Close your eyes, everyone. Okay. Cool, blimey. Is that the old up the apples and pears? The old China.
Oh gosh, I think I can hear the sound of the Bow Bell.
It was me. I know you thought you had the radio on and you were like, oh, this is a special episode of EastEnders. Mum, turn the telly off. They got EastEnders on. The old China. Cool, blimey, governor.
Sweater.
Have some more. I love Oliver. Oliver.
Right, see you all Thursdays at 7 p.m. Please come and join us on social media. I am the Lucy Fool. We've got New Year Bridgie, but if you want to find our account, it's easiest to go through the main one, which is The Sync Girls. So get involved on social media. Get involved with watching the Netflix special so that you can join in the chat. And please, please, please tell your friends about it and don't keep us a secret.
Yeah. Anyway, lovely to see you all. See you next week. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Well, that was the kitchen sink. Did we make you laugh? Did we make you think? You can now go to the loo. You can treat yourself to that great big poo. And we will see you next week. Yeah. See you next week.